that Adani is
absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Baba talk, is tasting the waters.
Yes.
Yeah, Baba is being used to taste the waters. And actually, Baba had a share in Adani.
Yes.
We have a lot of respect for Baba.
Yes.
But he has goofed
Yes.
on the issue of Adani.
Yes.
It is because he had his cut.
Yes.
That is why he's bitter about it.
Adani came here to want to do this airport, and too much noise was being made in Parliament for no reason at all. And they pulled out. The airport is just like here. It is. It is as it is. They are not taking it away. They are bringing their money to do it. They bring their money to do it. And they will charge for over 30 years so that they don't charge so highly. That's what we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say, if there is one man that can sell the whole country just for him to earn a dime, is none other than the ODM party leader Raila Odinga. Yesterday, Raila Odinga made some sentiments that have currently risen the anger of the people of the Republic of Kenya after they had forgotten about the Adani deals. Raila Odinga, before the Adani deal on the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport was cancelled by President William Ruto, after Adani was interdicted by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation for an alleged scandal involving him and some high-ranking officials in the government of the United States, Raila Odinga had gone ahead to make Kenyans believe that Adani was good for the people of the Republic of Kenya. Not until the US came in to save the day by exposing who Adani really was. Now, yesterday, Raila Odinga comes out and tells us that shame on Kenyans, shame on the 99% of the people of the Republic of Kenya who said no to a scandalous deal that would have costed the taxpayers billions and billions of money. I want to dive deep into this story and so that you will get to know who Raila Odinga is and why this man really is a heart for Adani being kicked out of the Republic of Kenya. Forgetting about that, also the clip that we have begun with, those are the people and the workers of the Kenya Airports Authority reacting to the sentiments made by Raila Odinga in regards to the Adani deal yesterday. Now, in response to former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's claim that people were paid to jeopardize the Adani deal, the man who blew up the cover on the Adani deal, none other than Nelson Amenya, has denied being used to drive Adani out of Kenya, emphasizing that the expose was independent and free from external influence. Further, he disagreed with Raila's assertion that the 30-year private leasing agreement would bring development to the nation. Amenya cited the lack of proper tendering process in awarding the deal to Adani as an example of the deal's lack of transparency. And I quote him, "Nobody ever paid me to expose the deal for starters. Secondly, every single red flag I pointed out was true. If they really cared for the airport, why didn't they do a proper tendering process?" Now, JKIA remains one of the most profitable ports in Africa. It will attract competent beings, but as we all know, it is not about that. Now, Raila hit out at critics of Adani for the second time, noting that the country had missed out on a great opportunity to have JKIA renovated to a world-class standards. And I quote him, "The airport was to stay here with us. The airport was to stay here with us. They were not going to take it away. They were bringing their own money and were going to charge for that years so that the costs are not that high." Let me ask Raila Odinga, that years, where will you be? I mean, in that years, you will be gone and forgotten. But now, in that years, us as the youth of the Republic of Kenya, we will be here paying for the taxes and the money that you would have gotten from Adani and channeled to your grandparents, to your grandchildren, to your children, and to your great grandchildren. We ain't fools, Bwana Raila Odinga. You have taken us for granted for a very long time. I mean, everything that is bad for Kenya is what Raila Odinga stands for. I wonder how I supported Raila Odinga and campaigned for him in the year 2022 and all these other years that we have been doing this work of political analysis. My God. Here Raila Odinga telling us that they were not going to take away the airport. The moment we would have signed the contract of leasing the airport to Adani, that means we have given over the land to Adani or the airport to Adani for the next 30 years. It is them who would have decided the amount of money that they are going to charge Kenyans so that wamalize kulipwa pesa yao. Now the question I ask, why has Adani not made the airports in India to become some of the most greatest airports that we have in the world, if they are that good? Now, Amenya blew the whistle on the secretive JKIA Adani deal in July 2024, revealing that Adani was to take control of the airport for 30 years under private agreement. Amenya claimed he had received documents on the deal from credible sources in the government. His revelation came 3 months after Kenya had received a proposal from the Adani Group to take over the running and management of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport for 30 years. 3 months later, President William Ruto's administration approved the relevant aviation policies, granting the Indian company permission for the planned revamp of the main airport. The proposal included major investment in infrastructure, such as adding a second runway, expanding terminals, and modernizing facilities at a reported cost of about 259 billion Kenyan shillings. However, while exposing the deal, Amenya noted that the deal would have been unfair to Kenyans as it would have consumed much of taxpayers' money without substantial returns. Also, revealing that the deal would force Kenya to spend even more money if the Indian conglomerate failed to recoup its investment in the country. Now, according to the exposure, aside from the unusual terms and lack of transparency in the deal, another cause for concern was the blatant disregard for the law in the implementation of the agreement. The move sparked widespread outrage among Kenyans, particularly aviation workers, who protested the move, citing threats to their jobs. After months of controversy over the agreement, President Ruto on November 21st, during a State of the Nation address, announced the cancellation of the Adani deals. And that is what Raila Odinga terms as one of the biggest blow to his financial thuggery in the Republic of Kenya. Because that was thuggery. Raila Odinga, before he got into government, he was that person opposing Adani to the core. But bwana, wakati Raila Odinga was told that hata wewe utakula hapa, he started defending Adani with his life. Today, the Kenya Aviation Workers Union Secretary General Mos Diema exposed Raila Odinga's remarks about Adani deal takeover, as also today they submitted their strike notice today. Now, a question has been asked, and I would dare to amplify this question. This question was asked today. If Adani was so good, why hasn't Adani improved the life of the people of India? If Adani was so good, why hasn't Adani been rewarded tenders in India to build airports in India, where this company comes from? Why come and build Kenya? Because they know the amount of money that they were going to make off our backs. Another thing, we are being told that the Kenya Airports Authority are telling us, the Kenya Aviation Workers Union Secretary General Mos Diema tells us that Adani was to use JKIA as collateral to acquire loans all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, you tell me Raila Odinga means what's good for the Republic, yet he supports people like Adani. Deals like those of Adani. I leave it there. I would love to know your take in regards to this. Leave a comment on the comment.